Hello YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of my tutorials. Today I want to talk about the shooting mechanism in Unity. How we can have a shooting game. Imagine that I have a weapon and shoot into the object and the bullets hit them. So first of all, I have to create new project and name it to um, shooting game and press enter. Wait till the Unity main page come up. It's getting ready. First of all, I have to talk about something. There are so many ways to do this mechanism, but the best, I cannot say the best, but the method, the way that I want to use is one of my favorites, and that is really common to use in Unity. And the other game engines too, but it is really common in Unity. Okay, first of all, I have to create my game. I have to design whatever we want to shoot. So I have to design my level in first step, and then I will talk about the method and the mechanism I use in this tutorial. So first of all, I have to go to 3D object and create plane. There's a plane of my playground and set a position to 00 and O. Here is. Okay, we have our playground and I wanna make it really bigger. It should be longer because I want to have a really nice playground. Yes. Okay, just take a look at here. Here is my playground. I want to create a folder named to material because I want to add material to my plane. And what material we can add? Search for some textures and download free texture. For plane, for a playground, we can add this texture. That is good. We have to log in to download. What the hell? I go just go ahead. I want to have a Woody plane. Let's search Wood. That is good. We wait till downloading. Okay, that is ready. I only want to have a texture. I don't want to add exact material to this plane. I want to know only the, have to extract it first. I drag and drop it into it, the unity. So I drag and drop it into my plane, and I have my playground right here. So that is good. Okay, the next step, I want to add some cube. Two cube is adequate. That's good. I want to add rigid body to these cubes. Mass should be much, about, I don't know, 100. And duplicate this again, put it here. Okay, I play this playground, that's good. Okay, I want to add some targets that I want to shoot into it. I use cylinder, but it should be big like this. It's good. Have to add force, a rigid body to them. And duplicate it. So let's take a look at it. I have to change my camera position to here, and we can see it. Yes, that's good. I have to add, we don't have to, but I want to add some material to my targets. So just search on some material like ball. That's good. So as I said, we don't need normal maps and the details for material. We just want to know how to shoot. The only purpose of this tutorial. So I add it, and now I want to add some targets right here. Okay, that's good. So now we have our targets right here, and now we want to start to write our script. But before that, I have to set my camera position. -90-degree rotating, and put it here. That's good. That's good. Here is our camera, and we want to shoot from here to our targets. So I was talking about the method that I want to choose, which is a raycast. So I want to hit a ray from the main camera into the targets, and if that ray hit them, it means that the shooting mechanism is done. I mean that our weapon shoot at, and it trigged our targets. So let's see what I talk about, and if I write a script, you will understand it really well. So I create a folder and name it to scripts, and create new C# script and change the name to shoot, and press enter again. Okay, here we got our C# script opened, and I want to write whatever we want. So our script here is start, and is update method. I will start to write. Okay, before I start to write script, we need to have a bullet. It can be particle system, but I don't want to talk about the particle system. I want to have I want to have a sphere, which is like bullet, a little sphere. So I want to have that. So I create a folder and name it to resources, and into it I create before that I have to create 3D object sphere and change it scale into 0.2. Here is our bullet, and we have to add material, and only changing this color. Maybe materials, and create new material to bullet material. Here is our bullet, and we have to use it as a prefab in our project. So I drag it and drop it into a resource folder. So now we have it. I can delete it right now. So here we can write a script. First of all, I want to write rotating of the camera, that we have to rotate our camera and finding our objects. Before I forgot to say something. Before I write a script, I want to have a crosshair into the screen, in a center of the screen, that we shoot into the crosshair. So I want to download a crosshair and add it to our project. So we got many crosshairs, but should be so beautiful too. Yeah, I select it. It should be PNG, yes. Because it should be transparent. The background of this should be transparent, and I choose it. Okay, I've downloaded my crosshair, so I put it here. So I want to have a crosshair into the center of the page. Sorry, 7. I said 7. A center of a page, a screen. So here is a screen. I put it to the 2D, and I have to go to UI and add image. I added an image into here, so automatically Unity creates a canvas, means the main canvas of the screen. So I have to edit something here, UI scale mode, and put it to the scale with screen size, and put it in a center. Put this image. Okay, I want to add this here, but before I need to change it to sprite, and then go with here and put it right here. So now we have our crosshair into the center of the screen. Here is, I'm just changing the size. That is, here is our crosshair. So now we can start to code. So I get back to Visual Studio and write, I want to write some code. First of all, I want to write a camera rotation when we rotate, and we can change our crosshair place and shoot into our target. So I have to write 2 variables, vertical and horizontal. So vertical equal to input dot get axis, vertical, and horizontal equal to input get axis horizontal. That is our axis. Input get axis vertical. It means we can vertically move, rotate vertically, and move or rotate. No, but I mean, when we press our key, our up and down key or W and S key, these two methods create, and then that creates two float variables, and we can add them to rotate whatever we want. So write a camera dot, we want to rotate camera, main dot transform dot rotation or rotate. I want to write rotate. We can actually set a rotation, and also we can rotate, which is a method. New vector tree, and vertical multiply to time, the delta time multiply to minus, for example, 70, which is you can add into this method, and we can add into the vertical axis movement. So the y axis, which is horizontal, the x-axis, which is horizontal, and the y is vertical, multiply to time, the delta time, t, and a 0 for a z-axis. We don't want to rotate z-axis. So I have this. So let's get back and run it, but before that I have to create an empty object and write it to shooting handler and add my script into it. So I'll play machine. We have error, null. What is null? Camera.main, which is null. Set an instance of object. So I make public variable public camera in cam, and I drag and drop my main camera into this variable and start my scene. So if I can, because I have to change this horizontal and vertical, or they're different in Unity. I don't know why. Vertical should be y-axis, but they're not the same. The other. Here we go. Okay, now we have a movement. We can move our crosshair and then shoot. So I want to write a shooting method here, but I want to first choose a key in our keyboard for shooting. For example, I use L key. I don't, or anything you want. There's no problem with the other one. So I want to check if this key press we should. So I create a boolean value and name it to pressed. I'll tell you why I create a new variable. I write a condition if input that key get key down. If input that get key down, key code dot L. If L is pressed is down, pressed variable equal to true. And if input that get key down, key code get key up. Get up, key code dot L and pressed equal to false. Right, else if we don't want to do these conditions straight. So and I write if pressed, and if is pressed, if this L key on my keyboard is pressed still, so then shoot a target. So if it's pressed, I want to write shooting. So I told you in shooting, in my opinion, I want to use a Raycast. So if this pressed, a Raycast, I told you what it's doing, and when the ray hits the target, we have a hit point. So I have to write Raycast hit. Here we got and name it to hit. So and then I write a condition if physics dot Raycast cam dot transform dot position. I want to tell you that which arguments we have to write. First one is origin, which is the position of our camera, and then we have direction. What kind of raycast we have to want? To the forward, to the backward? We want a forward raycast. And the next one is max distance, as to what maximum distance this ray should hit the targets. So first is position, and the next is cam dot transform dot forward, and the next one is ray, which is output. Sorry, the next one is a hit, which is output of this function, and the next one is maximum distance. I put it to 200. So if this happen, we have a hit point, and on the right, if hit the rigid body not equal to null, mean that it tricks a target. heat dot rigid body dot add force. We want to add force to the targets that array hit them. Add force, and which is I write 10 10 10 by a 3 dimension. So the next thing we have to consider is we have to instantiate our bullet. We shouldn't forget it. After we shoot a bullet, we hit a raycast and it hit, and then we have to instantiate our bullet. So let's get back to Unity and check out our project folder, which we got in resources sphere, and change the name to bullet. Okay, for instantiating, I write instantiate, and the type is game object. So what we can instantiate, we go to resource folder, resources dot load, which is game object, and the name is bullet. And the second argument is a heat point, and heat, which the first one is which game object we want to instantiate. The next is where we want to instantiate it. Heat point. And the third one is rotation of our bullets. We just write quaternion.look rotation and heat dot normal. It should be normal. So that is all we had to write. So let's get back to Unity and play. So we can see that we shoot it, but if you consider that the bullets are just staying in the air, why is it? Because we haven't add force into them. I forgot to do that. Come back to here and add rigid body y, and the cylinder I have to, where is it? Okay, I have to add mass to them, but their mass is not really big. I had to change the masses, and it should be about 100 100. Okay, but that's good. But let's get back to bullet, and we added a rigid body, and the mass should be, it can be 5. It's good, I think. Okay, that's good. I play the game again, and yes, here we see that I'm shooting into the targets and they're coming down. The shape of that targets, they're not good. I don't know why, because I think it's the first time I'm using Unity 2018, but I have to consider it later. But that works, you know, that we can shoot on the ground, but that won't hit the air, and because they're not there's not any targets, any objects, any rigid bodies. So thank you so much for subscribing me, and that really makes me happy if you talk about your idea, if you share your ideas about my tutorials.